Hey, what's up guys? I'm the Wiggling Wolf and welcome back to another Destiny video. This video is a Trials of Osiris breakdown. It's really focused around managing lanes and choke points as a sniper and managing your kind of body movement and positioning as well. This is just a pretty clutch play I had towards the end of the 4th round here, and it ended up winning us the match. This initial play here, I wanted to test the waters kind of and see if anyone was peeking this lane because I really wanted to circle around behind the enemy, but I blinked across. So this is something that I want a lot of you guys to really realize is against good players, you cannot just walk into lanes. If you want to make a move like this where you cross a lane that you know is being hard scoped or something, you have to blink across, you have to jump across, you have to titan skate across, you have to slide across, you have to do something that is unpredictable in terms of your movement. If you walk across, you're just going to get headshot or picked off or something. This comes down to even like quick scoping lanes or just rapidly crossing and firing with your sniper rifle and moving right across. Against good, sweaty players, you cannot really stand in the middle of a lane and expect to get a kill, just because their shot is so good. Their shot is as good as yours, essentially. So I recognized that that lane was kind of zoned off by the enemy team, so I decided to push back inside and maybe try and loop around the other side from our spawn. And this ended up getting one of my teammates killed because he decided to stay in the middle of this lane in hardscope rather than move across. That lane, specifically on Black Shield, is probably one of the biggest choke points, obviously, because everybody gets killed there. The outside has a stronger positioning in this situation, so if you're on the inside and you are hardscoping, you are generally going to lose this battle, at least in my experience personally. Granted, on the inside you have these little height differentials you could use to your advantage, but on the outside the angles are so much tighter and you have this great head glitch up on the back, up on those little walls that surround where the B flag usually is. The outside really has a stronger position there, and you can't really contest it too well. You can definitely peek from the inside and just do like a quick little look to see if anybody's there, but don't ever just sit there and hardscope, otherwise you're going to get picked off. And then my other teammate decides to kind of do the same thing and he ends up getting picked off. So I decided to just go and grab special, just to kind of sit with the body. I wanted to keep moving through, but I couldn't due to the fact that my teammate went down. But I got a nice pick here because the focus of the enemy team is clearly on my other two teammates, so I felt comfortable peeking in here. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a grenade. So why do I do this? I do this because it's a 1v3 situation, or 1v2 situation now. And I do this to prime both players so it makes it easier to multitask and to manage both of them. So essentially if I had tagged both of them with this grenade, I would have had to only body shot 2 of them. So I body shot the first guy, and then I believe I body shot and finished off with my primary on the second guy. And then this guy gets the res, and I get his res snipe. This all happens very fast and with a span of a few short seconds, but this is the kind of thing that really can happen when you manage your angles properly. So what do I mean by managing your angles properly? I'm standing in a position that makes my shot easier. I am at a higher vantage point than they are. Even so slightly, I have a little bit of an incline up on them so that they have to scope up a little bit more than I have to, and scoping down is way easier than scoping up. So this makes my shot easier in the first place, and then once they take out the first guy, I feel comfortable moving down and getting that res snipe. Or the first couple guys, I feel comfortable going down and getting that res snipe, and they do a nice little clap at the end because I was freaking out a little bit, and I was like, oh my god, I clutched the shit out of that. Because that match was so sweaty. So it felt pretty good. It was a good play. I really enjoyed it. Let's watch through it again one more time. Thing to watch for here is I have clear height advantage on this guy. There's no way he's going to be able to see me even his peripheral because I am using this little choke point of the doorway to head glitch him essentially and to get a really tight angle on him that there's no way he would be able to shoot at me through even with his primary. I throw my grenade and kind of switch positions very slightly so that the enemy team won't really be able to predict where I am exactly. I mean, they'll be able to predict the side that I'm on, but they won't be able to predict my exact positioning specifically. I do this for both kills here, and changing positioning is really a really big thing that you need to do when doing 1v3s or when sniping in general. I generally change position after every snipe I get. You don't ever want to be sitting in one spot. The only time I don't change positioning after every snipe that I get is if it's a clear kill right after the first one on that same spot. I hope this video helped you guys out. I was the Wiggling Wolf. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Go check out the full match on my Twitch stream. It is highlighted. I will leave a link in the description below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. All 9 different subclasses every week. I switch characters constantly. If you ever pass through my stream, I basically switch between all 3 characters every time I stream just to do something different, just to play with different play styles. Playing as other classes, if you're trying to learn, kind of helps you counter those classes. If you go back to your main, for example, if you play as a Titan,